Yo, welcome back to another Mechabellum video. Today we're going to be reviewing one of my replays of a game that I played yesterday. Um, I'm currently 1900 on the ladder. This is a ladder game. I've got the choice of a few things here. Faster Specialist and Aerial Specialist on my top two. I decided going for Aerial. My opponent has many good choices here as well. But he decides to go Saber-Tooth Specialist. So, in this game, when I saw this pack, initially I thought he was going to be standard, which I was completely wrong about that. And it's actually kind of obvious now that you look at it. It's a pack that most people go aggro with, but I just, for some reason, I thought he was going to go standard. So I decided to go with my standard setup for Stormcaller Fangs, and I just add Crawler. This is a very old school way of doing this. A lot of guys nowadays just go for Arclights, and most likely Arclights would have been better here. But once again, I thought he was going to go standard, and I would be able to handle a standard setup with this quite easily, actually. But he ended up going aggro. So now he's got a lot of power on this side. I've got not so much power on the side, and it means that he's most likely going to overwhelm my units and win the round quite quickly. So I'm going to speed through this very quickly, because the first round is going to be a loss for us because we don't have the right positioning to deal with this massive threat that is on the board at the moment. So while I'm watching this, what I'm thinking is, where are my weaknesses currently? Where can I improve the position? I see two sets of crawlers running through freely in the middle, so I need to solve that problem, right? He's got a lot of power on this side as well, so I need to see how I can start defending on that side. And just generally sad that I lost the first round, but it is what it is. I've faced this kind of setup a lot, and so I actually get kind of excited wanting to defend against this and figuring out the puzzle that is this aggro setup, right? I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun for me. Cool. So now we go to round two. Round two is a unit drop, and we get a few choices here. Obvious choice is marksman. That's usually what I would take, but I am aerial specialist and I've been enjoying my phoenixes recently, and I do need chaff clear. Remember that? I said I need something to hit these crawlers. And so I was thinking about the fire badger or the tarantula, to be honest. And I knew that he wasn't going to take the marksman because rhino is just a lot better. I think I would have taken rhino, but he took fire badger here. So yeah, so I go for the tarantula and then I decide to buy the phoenix. So now I've solved my chaff clear problem over here. I'm gonna bring in something that he can't kill, which because he doesn't have anything that shoots up. He gets his free saber-tooth and puts his fire badgers on the left over here, and then upgrades to a set of level 2 sledgehammers, which is insane power. Alright, so the next thing I did was I noticed that he didn't actually have that much chaff on the board, so I just brought in Stormcallers. So all I really did was bring in a set of Stormcallers, got the free Tarantula, and then bought Phoenix. I knew there was a good likelihood that I was going to get a free win on this round, which is why I was so conservative in the way I played. I could have been aggressive and done something on his flanks here to distract, which is something I would usually do when I'm defending. I always think about how I can attack my opponent while defending at the same time. Decided to put the Phoenix on the inside. And now I don't have enough power on this side. Very good move from him to just start putting stuff on the side so that he can start overpowering, because he knows that he's got enough power on the side to take me down, right? This is a very, very good move by him. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything that hits up, so we will get the default win here. The fact that he had these level 2 sledgehammers, I mean, he was going to overwhelm me if I didn't do something, right? And one of the decisions I made this game early on was to say that I'm not actually going to try any tricks. I'm just going to play this game as standard Andy, just respond to what I see on the board, right? And the fact that I won round 2 and lost round 1 in a defensive stance made me feel really good. Tarantulas are really tanky. I was definitely supposed to take the additional deployment slot here, but I decided to go for heavy armor because I knew he would do it as well. And I didn't want to, I was worried about tempo. I think additional deployment slot is a bit greedy here. I just need more power on the board right now. So I decided to take the heavy armor and put it on my Tarantula on the left here, just to help defend. You'll see in a moment that this placement was actually a mistake. And I would need to fix that later on. He's starting to reinforce his board with crawlers, and he is got some arc lights on the board as well, and decides to bring in 2 sets of Phoenix to counter my Phoenix, right? Not bad. He puts them in a vertical orientation. I like that. I decide to upgrade my Phoenix to level 2 because they got some experience. And then I also upgraded my Stormcallers because they did a great job in the previous round, so they deserve the promotion. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. He also upgrades his tower back here and now has the defense enhancement. He got that on round 2, by the way. I still have no enhancements on my towers. Right. Problem on the left is that this Tarantula is being targeted directly by the Sabertooth. He gets locked on almost immediately. Not great. And also the Tarantula on the right is also being locked on by the Phoenix immediately. So we need to solve that problem ASAP. Okay. So a lot of problems to solve. I'm thinking of ways I can just delay this push as much as possible. That's the reason why I picked electromagnetic impact. And then my opponent here decides to go for extended range arc light. I don't like it in this scenario because you don't really need the range that much, and it reduces their damage against the Tarantula, which is already so poor. So he's kind of depending on his Sabertooth and his Phoenix to kill my Tarantulas, and then just to have the extended range arc lights for the chaff clear. Right? I'm still debating exactly what I'm gonna go, but I end up taking the electromagnetic impact. One of the things I was debating was the Salt Fortress, actually. Thinking that I could maybe start selling off my Tarantulas and start moving into Fortress and Mustang. But I decided against that and to stick with the strategy. Just pick the electromagnetic impact and slow down his push a little bit here. I noticed that in the previous round, my guys were getting attacked immediately because they were moving forward so far. So I decided to get range on the Tarantulas. And then this was a mistake. I should not have put this on this side. I should probably have moved these fangs to the middle over here. But it is what it is. So I immediately noticed that this Tarantula is still naked, and this whole pack here is going to pull everything to the left. And he's just going to die to the Sabertooth. Very unfortunate. However, he does kind of do his job by clearing all the chaff. So he didn't really need to do much else, but he could have survived longer. I should have done better for him. This Tarantula though is not being insta-locked anymore, and he's now doing his job nicely, clearing all the chaff, so that my Phoenix can do some good work. I do get debuffed on the side because of that mistake. Tower goes down, but I'm still doing fairly well. My opponent put down missile interceptors, and I get to take down one, and I get to take down another. So I was very happy about that. So even though I had this big loss on the left, I reinforced my right enough with the range on the tarantula and the one additional tarantula on the right hand side, and sort of fixed my problems here. So now I need to focus on what I'm going to do on the left hand side, right? While still reinforcing on the right. Tough choice here. I was thinking Mustangs. I was thinking maybe the Typhoon. I ultimately decided on the steel balls because I thought that it would be really good into all of his armored units, because I'm struggling to deal with those at the moment. And yeah, I just didn't think that Wraith was great into the Phoenixes. Mustang was definitely my top candidate as well. I was debating between the two. And I just thought bringing more heavy units onto the board might help me delay his push also. Besides them sort of countering the tanks a little bit, they will also delay the push. And that was what I was focusing on here. It's just delaying that push from him getting to my tower as quickly as he usually does. Yeah, I put down some fangs to protect my tarantulas. Did the same in the previous round over here. And then brought in another set of Phoenix, got the balls. So now my chaff is building up quite nicely. I've got the balls on the board. My opponent is not keeping up with the chaff. I don't know why. He has decided to go take on his Mustangs immediately. And also now has range on his arc lights. So his chaff clear is really good, so he doesn't really have to worry about my chaff too much, but it's not great that he isn't keeping up as well as I am. I've got 1 or 2 more packs than him. So now he's got the Mustangs, the ranged Mustangs. I think he was thinking that maybe I would go for early spider mines. That's why he went for the Mustangs. But that wasn't my plan. I literally only picked up the tarantulas because I thought they were nice and beefy to defend against his push. And I was right. So we solved the problem on the left here with the fangs. This lovely tarantula survived. But now he's pushing in on the right because he's got all the reinforcements from the Mustangs. And we are on the back foot again here because he's likely going to take out our Phoenix, which means we're not going to have anything to defend against his remaining Phoenix, which is a level 2. Let's just speed this up. Okay, it's a loss, but it's not a big loss, right? We didn't get his missile interceptors this time, but I do think we are ahead in economy because of his he lost the 2 missile interceptors on the previous round. I need more beefiness on my board, so I decided to get the tarantula nano repair kit and bring in another tarantula to help out, and then another set of stormcallers because he wasn't respecting my stormcallers at all. He wasn't doing anything about them. And then this is also an old school trick that I used to use, which is high explosive ammo. I think it's really good against sledgehammers, and if the units are bunching up a lot, like the Mustangs, it helps a lot with damage. So yeah, that's just something from Vanguard, that like late in Vanguard we used to do this, and it used to work quite nicely actually. It was when stormcallers were quite prevalent, and the skill was actually only 150. So it was dirt cheap, and you got really good chaff clear from your stormcallers. So now my chaff clear is sorted. I've got a little bit of single target damage here, and I just need to start dealing with all of the Mustangs. I don't really have a clear plan for the Mustangs as yet. He starts using a missile on the left hand side here to kill these fangs so that his units can get through quickly. I'm not a fan of using missiles like this, but it could be valid in that it's the only thing really defending my tower besides my tarantula. So it works because he's now got a clear lock onto my tarantula before anything else can come in. See, he got locked on by the Phoenix. How are we doing on the right here? Our balls are still doing great on the left. The balls on the right have died because he's got level 3 sledges on the right hand side here, but the tarantula on the right hand side was doing kind of okay because he had the nano repair on him, but we still don't have enough on the right hand side. Yeah, I do have range on my Phoenix now. I did that because when you're in a mirror match, you wanna who gets range first wins is the rule, right? So if I get range first and we're in a mirror match, I'm gonna win. And there's just no way you're gonna catch up because I'm always gonna be ahead in 10. So that's why I decided to do that, and I also knew that he wouldn't take it. Some interesting choices here. Photon coating, absorption module, efficient tech research, and advanced targeting system. Since we are in a ranged battle, I think the advanced targeting system is really good here, but it's also very expensive. Like 400 for 10 range on all your units is expensive. I decided to go for the photon coating to help some of my units and make something a little bit more tanky. He decided to go for efficient tech. Good because he hasn't got much tech yet. He's already only got range on his Arclights and his Mustangs. The reason I didn't take it is because I had already bought tech on my units, right? I had three techs unlocked already, and I wasn't gonna unlock that much more, so I decided I don't really need it. It's not gonna pay off in the long run if I take it now. So I decided to then just use that money to upgrade my units and make them stronger. Brought in another I think it was a Phoenix here. I brought in another Phoenix on the side. I decided to go range on my steel balls, upgraded my steel balls. I'm still not dealing with the Mustangs properly, but I decided I can just slow them down this round with the electromagnetic impact and then deal with it later on. I'm just like, let's just delay that. My opponent has now got range on his Phoenix and has gone all in on the Phoenix. I got sick of him missiling my units on the left here, so I decided to put down shields. Also, the shields help a lot with the damage from the Phoenix. Balls with range are really doing work now. They're able to hit some good targets. Not all the targets yet, but they're getting there. They're able to get lock onto the sledgehammers as well. Having some of my balls survive actually really helped me because they're quite tanky. And now my opponent's losing his missile interceptors again. Not ideal. Only one survives. He lost 3 on that round. Not great. That's a massive economic loss. I'm way ahead in economy right now. Always makes me feel good. In defense, I'm always going to take Incendiary here, though I was considering how long the game might go, if I should take Airdrop, but I ended up taking Incendiary. Yeah, I'm thinking, okay, what is he going to do? How is he going to catch me? You know, what tricks can he actually use to beat me in this game? So I decided I'm just going to beef up my units. Give out some upgrades. He's putting down the fire. I chose the fire as well, but decided not to use it. I put down the oil first to slow down on the right hand side, and then next up I would finish the game off hopefully with the incendiary. I do decide to shield up because I knew that he also would take incendiary. I was very shocked to see that he went wasps. I don't understand this play. Like maybe he thought that I don't have a lot to counter the wasps, but I do have 4 sets of fangs and phoenix on the board. So it did catch me off guard. But you'll see how it plays out. Because he was trying his shenanigans again. He was trying to go with missiles. I decided I need protection and brought in more fangs for protection. It was by pure luck that happened. So now I've got upshoot against his very aggressive wasp placement, which was just extremely lucky for me. Like, yeah, I just because of that one thought, I was able to basically salvage this round, because it would have been a massive loss if I didn't do that. My Phoenix are doing well. I'm winning the Phoenix battle, but I do lose the tower on the left hand side. Not great. So I think he noticed that as well, that my left side was weak. And so you'll see in the next round what he does. I would have done exactly the same thing. We get 3 units on round 9. Fasties are so good in defense. I mean, they're just so good in general. I decided to take them. I realized that he was going to do something on the left here because my left side is weak. But at the same time, my left side was weak, so I needed to reinforce it, right? I was watching. I saw what happened. So I brought in a tarantula. I put the Farseer on the left here. I wasn't really worried about the right because I was gonna light the ground on fire. So yeah, the only thing I would change is somehow putting this Farseer on the left over here. I don't think it was smart of me to, yeah, so you see, yeah, oh, there we go. I did change it. I was like, okay, I need to deal with these wasps, and so I put the 2 Farseers on the left hand side. Brought in more fangs at the back just to help out. And then I did loan and get range. On the last round, I thought, let me do something sneaky. He's been waiting for the spider mines the whole time. I thought maybe if he does try something with rhinos, he would do it over here. But he decided to come in from this corner. Not a bad play because there wasn't much on this side, to be honest. And he uses the crawlers to flank, so very smart. In these rounds, a lot of players will get desperate and they will try shenanigans. He knows that I'm going to light the ground on fire, so he also adds his own oil so that he can burn my units as well. But it didn't work because I shielded. He gets whirlwind on his rhinos, but they get killed by my balls, which I think he forgot about, to be honest. I really think he forgot about them. And so because of that, and the fact that I really reinforced my left side, I was able to get the W. He actually commented after the game and said he really thought, he didn't think that I would reinforce the left side. But in hindsight, looking at it, it's kind of obvious that I would, right? He knew that I was going to burn the right, so I wasn't going to worry about the right too much. I knew I was going to win the right side because the whole right side was going to burn. So all I needed to do was defend the left. It's kind of obvious. I was actually even considering upgrading this tower just to make sure that I could win the left and delay enough so that my units from the right could come around and fight what was left on the left. So yeah, overall, I think this was a really strong defense. Some things that I learned, tarantulas are actually decent in defense, especially against the arclights and the sledges. He did end up going electromagnetic shot with his sledgehammers, which I don't quite understand, because they, like, what were they going to disable my tarantulas? My real carries were actually my Phoenix. They did the most damage, and he couldn't counter it because, like I said, I was always going to be ahead. I had more levels. I had a level 4 Phoenix that was just doing work. He was my absolute carry. And then the balls did great work as well. And then obviously the stalwarts of the army were the Stormcallers just being there. He kind of ignored them for the entire game, but they were doing so much work. I don't know why he didn't respect my Stormcallers at all. You just thought you could get through them and get to the towers, which I think was an incorrect assumption. Also, something I'm really proud of in this game is my chaff. I put down a lot of chaff, and the reason I did that specifically was with Fangs. I think Fangs in defense of aggro is the new hero. If you can position them correctly and you can bring them in nicely in waves, it just works very, very well. It works so well. Most people are going to use Arclights, and Arclights aren't great against Fangs. And next up, if I wanted to, I could get shielded Fangs. Unfortunately, they're not so good into Mustangs, but it would work to delay the Arclight chaff clear, which is what he wanted for his chaff clear. That he had Arclights there for a long time. That was all he had to cure my chaff. So yeah, overall, really good game. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something as well. If there's anything you'd like me to change about these videos, more information, any feedback you'd like, please do feel free to comment down below. I really appreciate all of the feedback. And even if you think there's something better that I could have done in this game, please do comment below. I like learning. I'm always trying to improve at this game and get better. And I think the learning part is the fun part. It's the solving the puzzle that I'm really enjoying about this game. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll check you in the next video. Peace.